Welcome, everyone, to our Strengths Conversations. I am Jane Liebecker, coming to you from Seattle, Washington, and I am an Eddie Villa certified coach and use the Clifton Strengths Assessment as one of my tools.
Awesome. I am Manetta Fields joining you from Laurel, Maryland. I too am an Eddie Villa certified strengths coach, and I would love to use this tool not only with you, but everyone to help them embrace and celebrate their uniqueness.
Our special guest today is Colleen Strong. Colleen, tell us where you're coming from today.
Hi, good morning. I am coming from Port Franks, Ontario, which is on the shores of Lake Huron.
Cool. Wow. And
Great. Thank you.
tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I am retired. I've been an entrepreneur for more than 2 decades. Started in healthcare and kind of had a very windy path from there. doTERRA was part of my path, and that is where I got introduced to Eddie and the strengths.
Nice.
You
Thank
love.
you for that. So, can you share your dominant domain with us? And if you know your secondary, you can share that one as well.
So my dominant domain is strategic. I have 5 out
Mm.
of my top 10 are strategic strengths.
Okay, strong strategic. And you shared
Yep.
that you learned about strength through Eddie with the connection to doTERRA. How did it feel when you learned about them?
It was amazing because I was in a team where most of the people were very relationship dominant, and I was like so strategic dominant that there were times that I really felt like I didn't fit in, and I kind of doubted my strengths and my way of like being in the world in that environment. And when I learned about strengths, it was like a light bulb went off, and I realized like my different strengths weren't a deterrent to the team. They were actually an asset to the team. And instead of trying to kind of damp them down, I really needed to just embrace them and like bring them forward in order to really serve the people that I was working with.
That's good.
Yeah. Colleen, where is Achiever? We're talking to you about Achiever today. And where is that in your top 10?
It is my number 3.
Number 3. Okay,
Okay.
so for those who may not know what Achiever is, I'm just going to read Gallup's explanation. So, Achiever, underneath it says people strong in the Achiever theme have a great deal of stamina and they work hard. They take great satisfaction from being busy and productive. Is that true for you?
Yes, sometimes to a fault. I have had to learn to rein that in a little bit as I've retired.
Right.
So where is Achiever in your, oh, we already asked me, excuse me, what are your number 1 and your number 5 strengths?
So my number 1 is strategic, and my number 5 is significance.
Hmm. Wow.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
can you tell us how Achiever shows up for you? Can you give us an example?
Yeah, I think for me, it really just makes me feel like confident that I can like really reach for the moon, like set some really lofty goals and know that I can achieve them, because I know that I will keep working until I get it done. Like my husband likes to joke that I don't do failure. I mean, it's not that I haven't failed, because I absolutely have failed, but um, like that is like my last resort. I will rethink, I will replan, I will retool, and I will just put my head down and work until I accomplish what I set out to accomplish.
Hmm.
So how do your strategic and your significance, I heard a little bit about in that, how do they affect your Achiever?
So I think it's actually like a pretty awesome trio of strengths, because for me, I think my strategic, it helps me to really come up with like a rock solid plan of what I want to do. And then the achiever is like the engine. It's the drive for me and the energy to actually carry out that plan. And then the significance for me shows up where it kind of gives me like the courage and the confidence to shine and like really like go for it. You know, I've had like some huge leaps in my work life, and I think, you know, a lot of people would have said like I can't do that, like there's no way, and that just doesn't happen in my brain. My brain is like, how do I do that? How, you know, yes I can, and how do I do it? And then the achievers kind of, that's the engine and the energy and the work ethic that actually gets it done.
Nice.
Nice.
Well, I'm gonna ask what you liked about it, but I think you shared that already.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what would you say to somebody who's sitting on the fence about taking the Clifton Strengths Assessment?
I mean, I think it's an invaluable tool, not just for work, even just for relationships and like understanding how you move in the world and how you relate to other people in the world. And, you know, the fact, like, I think sometimes we focus a lot on what we're not good at, and we can really get bogged down in those things and make a lot of effort in getting better at the things that we're not necessarily good at. And I think one of the things that strengths did for me was it made me focus on what I am good at and how can I do things with the tools that I already have, instead of trying to change who I am and how I do things. And that was just like a huge relief, I think, and a lot more joy, because I do things now respecting my strengths instead of focusing on the things that are at the bottom of my strengths list.
Yes, nicely said.
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you so much for joining us today, Colleen. It was great. We learned something new about Achiever and how it works with your other strengths, and I'm sure people are going to love hearing about this.
Good. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.